Good dinner of Shabbos. This week's Parsha is Parshas Lech. Parshas Lech, of course, is a jam-packed Parsha, but one of the parts of the Parsha, not as well known as other parts, is the part of the Parsha that says Umalki Tzedek Melech Shalom, after the battle of the kings, the 4 kings against the 5 kings. It says Umalki Tzedek Melech Shalom Haitzi Lechem V'Yayin V'Hu Kayin Le'el Yayin. So what it means is Malki Tzedek was the king of Shalem, and he brought out bread and wine, and he was a priest to the Most High, to the Kel Elyon. That's the pasuk. Malki Tzedek, the Rashi says, was Shem ben Noach. So the Sichas Tzadikim says a beautiful vart, and he says that he's derish the pasuk. He's derish the pasuk b'lashon drush, of course, b'derech drush, and he says the following. What we have here is Shem ben Noach, who was, of course, known for Yeshivas Shem, and he was known as one who would sit and learn Torah all day. He would just sit and learn. That was his whole life, sitting in yeshiva and learning Torah. That was Malki Tzedek. And on the other hand, you have someone, Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was an Ish Chesed. He was out in the field. He was a person who was being Mekar of people. He was building a nation. He was building the Jewish nation, the Jewish people. So you have here these 2 tremendous figures, 2 tremendous tzaddikim, and they're coming and they're meeting each other. So Malki Tzedek, so the Sikh Tzaddikim is derish the pasuk as follows. When you have 2 tzaddikim, he says, when you have 2 tzaddikim who come together and they meet, it's an unbelievable thing, and that's exactly what happens here. You have Malki Tzedek Melech Shalem, and he says, to read the pasuk as follows, Haitzi Lechem V'Yayim. Malki Tzedek wanted to learn something from Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu, like we said, was an Ish Chesed. So Malki Tzedek, who was a person who was just always Omed in the Beis Medrash, he was always constantly learning Torah, he had to be mitzi, he had to take out from Avraham the Lechem V'Yayin, the characteristics, the character traits that Avram had, that he was constantly giving people food, constantly inviting people into his house, right? Even wanderers of the desert he would invite into his house and give them what to eat and what to drink. So that's what Malki Tzedek had to be, Haitzi Lechem V'Yayin. He had to take that from Avram Avinu, take that lesson of the Lechem and Yayin from Avram Avinu. And on the flip side, V'Hu refers to Avram Avinu. V'Hu Kayin L'Kel Elyon. Avram Avinu had to learn how to be more of a Kayin L'Kel Elyon. What's a Kayin? A Kayin is, we think of like a Kayin Gadol. A Kayin Gadol who was constantly Isaac in Avodas Hashem, constantly more of a person who would be dedicated solely to Torah and Avodah. So that is something on the flip side that Avram Avinu would be able to take from Malki Tzedek. The point is that these 2 tzaddikim came and they met each other, and it was a tremendous meeting of lessons that each one was able to learn from the other. And I really think that this is a lesson for everybody, that every single person could take from. When you meet someone, no matter how great you are, or how great you think you are, or how great you are in certain things, there's something to be learned from other people as well. So and that is vital, and that's important as to grow as a person, and for all of us to grow, is that when you meet someone, to gain something from that someone. It doesn't make a difference. You have Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu is one of the greatest people in the history of the world, but he had to learn from Malki Tzedek. Malki Tzedek is Shem ben Noach. Shem ben Noach is known as the person who would be sitting Isaac B'Torah. Shem ben Noach. Shem ben Noach had to learn from Avram Avinu. We could all learn something from other people, and I really think that that's such a vital, important message. Have a wonderful Shabbos.